to radiology.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's like they say, the lesser you know about something, the more curious you are to try it. So
And in spine surgery booming now, and also in microsurgeries booming now.
feel being tech savvy helps to a certain extent. Personally, I feel AI has been a boon. That radiologists make a lot of money. Which yes, we're ready to fight the world.
Everyone, I am Samiksha and welcome back to yet another episode of MedMics. Introducing the guests for today, Dr. Trishul Sir, second year resident, Department of Orthopedics, Dr. Neha Ma'am, second year resident, Department of Radiology.
Hi.
It's lovely having you here with us, sir and ma'am. So let us begin with the questions. So what made you choose MMC for your postgraduate studies?
Actually, there are many reasons. Like I have roamed many colleges in India. I felt like MMC is one of the better colleges in India. And second reason was like my mom. My mom always wants to be in Mysore. I am a proper Mysore localite. She doesn't want me to go out of this Mysore. So she told me like MMC was one of the better college in India. Why you don't go with MMC? So even MMC was my first option.
Ma'am?
Like he said, MMC is one of the oldest colleges in our state, so I had no doubt about the academics here. Apart from that, I would get to live in a beautiful city, and another reason would be it's also closer to home for me now that my family is moved back to Bangalore. So those were my reasons.
So how has your experience at MMC been, and how do you consider it different from what other medical colleges have to offer?
So far, I have a pretty good experience in MMC because of its case load, exposure, variety of cases, everything. Yeah, but when compared to other government colleges in Karnataka, it has good patient input, and even it's also one of the best colleges, and the patient output is best in the South India.
Yeah, yes. Ma'am?
My experience has been good as well. We have an enormous patient load here, so we get a great clinical exposure. Also, you're in a competitive environment because the best of the state's graduates come to pursue their higher education here, so you get to learn from each other as well. And I feel the first year is the hardest in any department, I feel. So once you learn to get through that, I think you're set for the rest of the course.
So what inspired you to choose orthopedics for your postgraduate studies, and what is the most enjoyable part about it?
Actually, all routes taken from my internship. During my internship, like it was during COVID time, during 2020. Only they were doing only few selected cases. During that time, like I was able to see some arthroscopy, arthroplasty, and spine surgeries. So all these complicated surgeries inspired me. Like if you're able to do that, such complicated surgeries, I felt like I was attracted towards those kind of surgeries.
Ma'am, what made you choose radiology, and what's your favorite part about it?
My main priority was a good work-life balance. So radio and dermatology were my first two options. As to why radiology, I think in our UG days we hardly have any exposure, or rather no exposure to radiology.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's like they say, the lesser you know about something, the more curious you are to try it. So I think I got attracted to radiology like that. If I have to give you a funny reason, most of them in my family are doctors in various clinical branches.
A doctor's
so I
family.
think we were lacking a radiologist to make a good clinical team. So I think those were my reasons why.
Now you have a complete army of doctors ready.
Yes, we're ready to fight the world.
So how physically taxing is it being an orthopedic resident?
Actually, yeah, first year will be hectic because of the enormous patient load of our college. But at the end of the day, you feel like you have seen so many patients, you feel that kind of satisfaction you'll be having. Okay, at the end of the night, if you sleep like, oh, so many patients I have seen, so many patients, like sometimes they have blessed you also.
Yes, sir.
So like we'll be felt happy, oh, so many patients have been, like you will forget all your hard, like the tough day you will forget. You will feel like blessed, oh, I have done something good, and so many people have blessed me. That will be running in your mind.
So how is the sleep situation?
Sleep situation, yeah, somewhat it will be difficult because like all over the night the patients will be coming and they're seeking for your help.
Yeah.
So during night, even they'll also respect you because you were working at the time. Even you will be available at night 3, night 4. Like they'll respect you. At that time, you'll also feel like because they don't have any other options.
Yeah.
At night 3 and it's very hard to get an orthopedician in Mysore. So we also feel like proud to work at that time.
The fact that you're there for them means a lot.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what are some of the key skills or qualities that a radiologist should possess?
I think as a radiologist, patience is a very important quality because you need to analyze each and every aspect of a patient scan before you make a diagnosis or dispatch a report. And I also feel good clinical acumen is required because we deal with patients from all departments. So you need to have an idea about as many pathologies as possible. Apart from that, I feel being tech savvy helps to a certain extent, though it's not absolutely necessary.
So when you're updated with the technology, you feel it's much easier to navigate your way.
You save a lot
Yeah.
of time actually. But you get to learn as well. You learn even if you're not good at it, you get to learn.
So it's work in the process.
Yes.
Ma'am, how do you see the field of radiology evolving in the next 10 years, considering all the new advancements that are happening with artificial intelligence and machine learning?
Personally, I feel AI has been a boom in our field. So I'll give you an example for this. So there's something called radiomics that is a new topic in our field. So suppose you have a patient with a certain kind of cancer and he's coming to your department for a scan. So after doing the scan, you analyze the tumor characteristics or how it is increasing over a certain period of time. And then with the help of AI and standard data, you will compare this patient scan with thousands of similar patients all over the world. And you will see how they were treated, what treatment worked best for them. So based on that analysis, you can decide what therapy will work best for your patient. So it's like bringing a form of personalized medicine into it.
Okay.
So I can only see AI making a radiologist's job easier than completely replacing us. At least in the near future, I don't see that happening.
Of course, no, nothing can replace the human touch.
Yeah.
So what advancements in orthopedics do you find the most exciting?
Actually, the recent advances are like quite interesting. Over the past 10 years, there is a quite advancement in arthroscopy, arthroplasty, and in spine surgeries, and also in microsurgeries. Like microsurgeries, like booming now. So I pretty feel all these branches are like special. All these specialties are like quite interesting.
So can you please elaborate a little on microsurgeries for people who are not very well aware about it?
Yeah, in microsurgeries, like whenever there is any nerve injuries or any brachial plexus injuries or any radial nerve injuries or many other injuries will be there, nerve injuries. So it's not possible. It's not possible to if it's not possible to regain that strength. Once again, they'll do this surgeries under the microscope so that they will repair that nerve, and it may yield your good results.
Okay, sir.
Like very few are aware of all these surgeries, actually microsurgeries.
Okay, sir. So panning a little towards sports medicine, what role do rehabilitation and physical therapy play in your treatment plans?
Actually, not only for sports injury cases, like I'll prefer physiotherapy for all the post-op cases, because for all the post-op cases there's a chance of weakening of the muscles. All this will be there. Once the physical whatever rehabilitation or physiotherapy, once they get kicked out, like definitely they're able to get back to their original strength, and they're able to do all the activities which they were doing before the OT. So I'll prefer physiotherapy for all the OT patients.
Okay. Ma'am, as we know, in the today world, radiology is a booming department and it is the most sought after department right now. So in this scenario, what misconceptions would you like to debunk for the common public about radiology and radiologists?
I think most people have this notion that as a radiologist, you won't really feel like a doctor because you don't come in contact with patients. But most clinical decisions are based on our reports. So somewhere you are involved in the treatment process indirectly. The second would be, I think, that radiologists make a lot of money, which is also not true. Our pay is as decent as any other clinical branch. Maybe you do on well once you come out after doing your post-graduation, but there's no steep rise afterwards. So it's as decent as any other clinical branch. And most people think that it's a 9 to 4 specialty. It is not so, especially if you're pursuing your post-graduation in a government hospital. Our night duties are as hectic as any other clinical branch. So post that, I think you can choose how you want to.
Ma'am, in case of any trauma situations,
I think
night
after
duties
post-graduation, you have that good work-life balance. But during your post-graduation, there are sacrifices.
Ma'am, as radiology is one of the cornerstones of diagnosing certain conditions, how would you suggest that radiologists can reduce errors and maintain accuracy when they're diagnosing complex conditions from ambiguous imaging results?
I think doing a good follow or a complete follow up of a patient whose scans you have reported always, like getting to know how they were treated or what the intra findings were or what the final histopathological diagnosis was, it will help you when you get a similar such case in the future. And it always helps when you have amazing seniors and staff you can approach to when you have a complex case. They're always there to help you. And in radiology, we always have certain formats that we follow when we report a particular type of scan. So by following that format, you reduce the amount of time you would waste by looking at something irrelevant in that patient's scan or that is not really required as per his clinical correlation.
So it's what the mind knows, the eyes can see.
Yeah.
So how would you address the psychological aspects of treating patients with prosthetic limbs?
Yeah, after amputation, like most of the patients, they'll be in depression because like they feel like they have lost something in
A
their
part
life.
of themselves.
Yeah, part of themselves. But once they'll get adjusted to the prosthetic limb, they'll feel like almost 90 to 95% they'll regain their whole life. They'll be able to do all their daily activities. So obviously, after some time, they'll be normal. Initially, they might be depressed, but time also required for them
Yes.
to get to be normal.
It takes time to heal and then life goes on, so you cannot pause.
Yeah.
That's sure.
So how would you describe the first day of your internship?
Yeah, first day of the internship will be always memorable for everyone.
Mixed feelings.
Yeah, but in my first day of internship, like they posted me under community medicine. Like I was in CHC. Like yeah, it was pretty new. Like we were not knowing, we were not exposed to the patients until that time. Like we haven't treated. Only we are just did the case examination during our UG. Like that was my first day in the CHC. Like patients were approaching us, and like we got some good doctor feel at that time. Yeah,
First
because
time
it
you
was my
felt
first
a
day,
proper
like,
doctor.
Patients were coming and they were calling me doctor, and I was also like treating them, prescribing them. Like staff were there and like they were guiding us. So like I was pretty happy with that first day, and also pretty Josh was there. So much Josh.
Ma'am?
Okay, so my first day of internship. I think I was one of the last batches to have completed my final year practical exams. And I went home, I think within 4 or 5 days we got our results. And we were asked to report 2 days after that.
Okay.
So we reported and I was put into pediatrics. That was my first posting. And I was put into A unit. And that happened to be a Monday as well. So my first day I had night duty.
Okay.
So I ended up doing a 32-hour shift, and I remember going back the next day and realizing, okay, this is how hard a doctor's life actually
It's
is.
going to be very demanding.
Yeah, so that was a realization for me. That day is when I realized this is hard.
So where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years down the line?
Yeah, 5 to 10 years is like some long time, but still everyone will be planning their future.
Long-term plans.
So even I also planned something. Like I was most attracted to this arthroscopy and spine surgeries. So like I want to pursue my fellowship in arthroscopy and spine surgeries. So I wish I should become an arthroscopy and spine surgery in my future.
So you'll definitely reach your goal,
Yeah, thank you.
for sure. Ma'am, what advice would you give to anyone considering a career in your niche?
Advice, I think you need to always weigh the pros and cons before you choose radiology as a branch, or rather than just opting it because you got a decent rank. If you're someone who wants a good work-life balance after your post-graduation, it's a great fit. And ours is a very diverse branch because we deal with patients from almost all departments, like OBG, surgery, medicine, pediatrics,
It's
almost all.
the nucleus where everything gets correlated.
Yeah, exactly. So your life is never mundane. You always get to see new patients every day. You get to learn a lot from them as well. So I think they are the pros. But if you're someone who wants to deal with patients directly or someone who thrives on patient satisfaction,
Okay.
I think you need to reconsider that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for this absolutely amazing session. It was a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, ma'am.